Hello everyone, this is Santosh and welcome to TechDesign. So in this video, I'm going to show you advanced sheet metal design in NX. So we are going to design this enclosure from the scratch. The video is a learning for mechanical engineers, designers and students who want to master the powerful sheet metal tools within the Siemens NX. We will show you how to design a complex sheet metal enclosure from a scratch, covering everything from a initial sketches to complete design. Since this is an assembly enclosure, we are going to make an assembly file. So inside the assembly itself, I am going to make a bottom part and top part. So this is going to be a designing a new enclosure. Comes to a designing, you are going to do it from a scratch. So we will not be having a 2D drawing. So let's get started. So now you know that this is going to be an assembly part which is having a bottom part and the top part. So we are going to create an assembly file for this, and then inside that we are going to create two models, that is bottom sheet metal enclosure and as well as top. Okay, so for that what I'm going to do is I'll just go to new file here I'll just select a assembly and let it be, I'll just give this as a enclosure. Okay, and we'll just click OK. So this is going to be our assembly part. So even since I have selected an assembly, so this is going to be our assembly part. So in this one, I'm just going to cancel this, and now you can see here, this is the part. So now what I'm going to do is I'll just go to create a new part. So this new part is going to be bottom part. So this is the model and we have selected an and this is going to be bottom part. And you can see this is our bottom part. And one more part I'm going to create, so that is going to be our top part. Okay, so now we have these two parts, so bottom part and top parts. So these two parts I'm going to bring it inside this enclosure. Okay, so now I'll just go to assembly and add component. So here I'm going to select the loaded parts, and both bottom and top I'm going to add it to absolute work coordinate system. Okay, so now you can see our bottom part and top parts are here. So first I'm going to create by bottom part. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll just double click on it. So once I double click on it, this is going to be our work part. So now you can see here, this is the bottom part and I have added a coordinate system here. So now what I'll do is I'll just go to application and sheet metal. Okay, and now let me go to sketcher environment. So I'm going to select this sketcher environment, and here what I'm going to do is, so I'm going to create a rectangle. Okay, so this is rectangle, I'm going to make it from a center. So okay, so this is my rectangle, and whatever the dimension, this is going to be 700, and this dimension is going to be 500. So I'll just finish this sketch. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is I'll just create a tab for this. Okay, and I'll just keep thickness as 3 mm and I'll just click OK. So for this tab I'm going to create a side flanges. So I'll just go to flange and I'll just create this and this edge, sorry, the top edge. Okay, and whatever the length is going to be 120, and the angle is as it is, and we have to give material inside here because whatever the dimensions that should come inside. Okay, so if you give outside, you can see it is going outside, so we just need it inside. So I'll just keep it as material inside and I'll just click OK. So similarly, what I have to do is I have to do the flange on this side. So what I'll do is I'll just go to flange, and here I'm going to select this, and this time the length will be 50, the angle is going to be 90. So I'm going to select a material inside. You can see here this is material inside, and now I'll just click Okay, so why we have given material inside? Suppose if you see from the top side, you can see it has come inside this particular our flange. Okay, so I'll just click OK. And once this is done, I'm going to fill this corner. So how we are going to fill? We'll just go to closed corner and select these two corners. Okay, click apply, and similarly I'm going to do this side as well. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a one more flange here. So I'll just go to flange. So now you can see the angle is going to be 90. The length of this is going to be 40. Okay, and whatever the other dimensions remain same. Okay, we are giving it as a material inside. Okay, if you see from the side, you can see whatever the flange that is bending here, it is inside the particular flange. So we'll just keep it as it is and we'll just click OK. So now whatever we have a model, we have a cutout here. So for that cutout, what I'll do, I'll just go to sketch on this plane. Okay, and here what we are going to do is I'm going to make a line here. So this line should start from this edge. So for that I'll just give it as entire assembly, and you can see I'm going to select this edge, and here as well I'm going to select this edge. Okay, so now I'll just close this, and whatever the angle between this to this is going to be 40 degree. Okay, so now you can see our sketch is fully constrained. So I'll just finish the sketch. Here I have to remove the material, so I'll just go to normal cutout and selected this line, and you can see here this whatever the cutout is there, it has to reflect on this flange as well. So for that what I'll do is I'll just give through all. Okay, it is going to remove the material from this as well. So now let me give some corner here. So I'll just go to break corner, and the radius is going to be 20, and let me select this corner, this corner, this, and this. Okay, all the four corners with 20. Okay, now again one more break corner, that is going to be 10 mm at this point. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a cutout here. So I just need to cut here. So for that what I'll do is I'll just go to sketcher environment on this plane. Okay, I'll just click OK. So we'll just go to rectangle and start a rectangle from here. We'll just give this one. Okay, so this length is going to be 3. Okay, and whatever the distance from this to this edge is going to be 12. Okay, and whatever this length is going to be 600. Okay, so now our sketch is fully defined. So what I'll do is I'll just finish the sketch, and in this one I wanted to make a normal cutout, and even this is also should go through cutout from this flange also. So we'll just keep it as a through all, and we'll just click OK. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to sketcher environment, and some cutout need to be done here. So I'll just go to sketcher environment. Okay, So I'm going to make a pattern of this one. So we'll just go to pattern here and I'm going to select this and it should be along this direction. I'll make it in a reverse direction. So here this is count and span. So count is going to be 2 and span is going to be 75. Okay, and similarly I will make it in the other direction as well. So this direction, so we'll make it as a reverse direction, and the count and span is going to be here, and this is 6, this is 60. Okay, click OK. Now we have one more slot here, so I'll just go to rectangle again. Okay, this is going to be 100. Okay, so now the gap between this to this is going to be 6 and the distance from this to this is going to be 20, and the width of this one is also 6 mm. Okay, so this I'm going to make a pattern again. So let us go to pattern and select this along downward direction, select this downward direction. Okay, I don't want this, so let us keep it as a maybe 90. Okay, so you can just click OK. So that's all for this sketch. So you can just make a note of all the dimensions. So once this is done, I'm going to finish this and we are going to make a normal cutout. Okay, so just go to normal cutout, and we don't want this on the other slots, so we'll just give value and you can just mention it as 5 mm and you can just click OK. So similarly we need some slots over this flange. So what I'm going to do is I'll just go to sketcher environment on this plane. Okay, and now I'm going to go to slot. So there is an option called a slot in the new sketcher environment. So I'll just hit slot here. You can see now the dimension for this is going to be 4.5. Click OK, and whatever this dimension is going to be 40. Okay, so now let us move this here, and the distance from this point to this point is going to be 10, and the distance from this point to this edge it is going to be 80. So this I'm going to make a pattern. So I'll just go to pattern and select this curve. Okay, and along this direction. Now we are going to pitch and span. So pitch is going to be 20 and span is going to be 450. Okay, so you can just click OK and finish the sketch. And here I'm going to do the normal cutout. Okay, so once this is done, you can see now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the base part. Okay, so the top part. So now let me go to top part. So first, okay, so I'm going to create a base part. Okay, so either you can, this is, you can see here our top part, which is if the coordinate system is at this point. So if you create, the part is going to come here. Later you can just move it top side and you can start creating. So now what I'm going to do is I'll just make this little bit on the top side, or we'll do like this. So we'll just go to sketcher environment on this plane. Okay, so now we need one of the flange here. So what I'm going to do is, so I'm going to create a rectangle. This is my rectangle. Whatever this distance, I'm going to give it as 350. Okay. And this distance is going to be 500. And the distance from this to this, it is going to be 250 because I'm just taking it in the middle. Okay. So let us make this also 350. Okay, so I'll just finish this sketch and let me go to tab, and you can see this is our tab now. So now in order to design this one, so it is on the bottom of the plan, so we need to bring it to its position. So this is its position. So what I'm going to do is I'll just move this so that it will be helpful for me to design. So I'll just move it upward, and let me give the constraint here. So touch constraint between this component to this component. Okay, so now they both touched each other, and now what I'm going to do is, you can see here there is an interference here. So what I'm going to do is I'll just go to top part and go inside the sketcher here. So this, instead of 350, let me give 300. Okay, and finish the sketch. So yeah, can you see again I need to modify this one, so it has to reduce. So what I'll do is I'll just go to this sketcher again and let me give 280. Okay, so here also you can able to see till what it is has been come, and we'll just finish the sketch. Okay. Okay, so this much is enough. So we are going to trim this extra material. So once this is done, I need a flange at this direction. So what I'm going to do is I am going to create a flange here. So go to home and flange, and I'm going to select this edge. Okay, so once I select this edge, you can see here it is coming as 90 degree. So I don't want 90 degree. I want this to be completely parallel to this. Okay, so it should be parallel to this. So this is parallel. So now you can see the bend which is over here. So I'm going to move this, offset this. So you can see here is the offset. So let me move this by maybe, and length I'm going to change it to till this edge. Okay, so we'll give up till here and we'll see how it goes. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the radius. Okay, so I'm going to make this radius as, okay, let me increase this because we need a curve here. So I'll just make it as 10 mm. So you can see it is still not going. So now it is fine. So you can see here our whatever the flange we have, so what it is until this one. So I have just increased this to go further. Okay, so now this is the flange. So what I'm going to do is I'll just click OK. Now if you go to your assembly file and if you see here, so this is what we have got. You can see here there is a little slight gap is there, so we can just maintain it. Okay, so again I'll just go to top, and we need a one more flange in order to close this. So I'll just go to flange again and I'll just select this. This time you can see it is going here. We need it exactly, let us make it as 40. Okay, and whatever the offset is there, so let us bring this offset over here. Okay, so you can see here this is what we need. So suppose if you want it, you can just make it closer, and then whatever this length is there, we don't want till this, so just make it up to here. It is enough. Okay, so now you can just click OK for this. So now you can see our enclosure top part is completely properly closed at this location. Okay. So now I'm going to create a one more flange here on the back side. So I'll just go to flange and I'll just create a select this part. So before going to that, we need to make this top part as an active part. So I'll just double click on it and let me go to flange now. So I'm going to select this, and this time the angle is going to be 90. Okay, and let us go to this view. So offset I'm going to keep it as 0, and it should be material outside, so bend outside, and I'll just take it a little bit further here. Okay, so and then increase this up to here. So you can see there is a slight gap here, so we can just keep it as it is. Okay, and then we'll just click okay. So we need some holes on this flange and as well as this flange in order to make them align. So before going to do that, what I'm going to do is, again I'm going to create a simple flange here. Okay, simple flange here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll just go to flange on this. Okay, so let me activate this top part and go to flange and select this edge. So here I want it in the middle, so at the center I'll select and make it as a 40 width. Okay, and the length is going to be 30. And whatever this length reference, I'm going to keep it as outside, and bend, it should be bend outside. I can see here this is bend outside, and now the bend radius I'm going to give it as 3 mm. Okay, and offset, let us remove this offset, it is not required, and you can see this is what we need. Okay, so we'll just click okay, or else before clicking okay, I'll just select this flange also, so that the same flange is going to come at this side. Okay, I'll just click okay. This is the enclosure we have, and then now you can see here there is an interference which we need to cut the material. Okay, and as well as the interference over here. So how we are going to do that? So we'll just activate this top part, and I'm going to unbend this, and now our stationary face is this, and my bending face is this, as well as this. Okay, we'll just click OK. And now let me go to sketcher environment, and here you can see this is the portion we just wanted to remove. So we'll just make a simple rectangle here. Maybe you can start from here and up to where. Okay, so from this edge to this edge, maybe okay, from here we can just provide. So let us give it as a 10 mm. Okay, and whatever this distance is there, let us give as 25, and this width is going to be 3. Okay, so similarly I'm going to make it is in this direction side as in this side also. So I'll just make it like this, and whatever the distance from this to this is going to be, just need to make sure that you just need to give more than this one. So let us give 33 or 32. Okay, and whatever this width is there, 3 mm, is good, and overall length is going to be 25. Okay, 25 or 30, let us say 30. Okay, so now I'm going to mirror these two sketches on this side. Okay, because we need on this side also. So we'll just go to mirror and select this curve and this curve. My central line is going to be this plane. Okay, so you can see it is mirrored. So click OK and finish the sketch, and now we are going to trim this. So normal cutout, and you can just click OK. So now you can see at this portion it is trimmed, and at this portion also it is trimmed. So we have to do and bend now. So go to rebend and select this bend and this bend. You can just click OK. So now let me go to enclosure and see this. You can see it is trimmed. Okay. And here also it is clear. So suppose if you are seeing that this distance is too much, so what you can do is you'll just go to top on this one, and now you can see here we'll just give it as maybe 28. Okay, and this one, let us make it as a 25. Okay, so finish this and see if it is working good. Okay, so now you can see it looks better now. Okay, this gap is enough. Okay, so similarly on this side you can just check. You can see there is a lot of gap here. So go to this part and reduce the dimension now. So now if I go to assembly level, you can see it is properly aligned. Okay, so now I will just make few cutouts on this flange. So what I'm going to do, I'll just make top as a active part, and I'll just go to this sketcher environment, and here I'm going to create a circles. Okay, so these are the dimensions we have. You can see I'll just zoom it in, and you can just make a note of these dimensions. Okay, so this circle will be having 25 mm, 20 and 15 degree, 15 diameter, and whatever this dimension is going to be 50, and here this slot is going to be 30 by 8, and you can see the horizontal dimensions here and vertical dimensions, and there is a 150, and this dimensions you can see. Okay, so you can just make a note of these dimensions. Okay, once it is done, we'll just finish the sketch, and I'm going to do the normal cutout for this. Okay, just go to normal cutout and remove this material. Okay, so we'll just go to enclosure, and now here we are left with a few options. So I just wanted to make one more flange for this one in order to attach these two. So how we are going to do, we'll just switch off the top and they'll just go to bottom part. Okay, and from bottom part I'm going to create a flange. So let me go to flange here, and I'm just selecting this edge. It should be from the center, and the width is going to be 120. Okay, and the length is going to be 40, and it should be inside and then material inside. Okay, So why we are going to give material inside? So it is going to come inside this, whatever the flange, because the top side we will have one more bracket which comes. So that is why we are going it as a material inside. Okay, so I'm going to select this edge as well, so that we will have it is on the both the side. Okay, so once this is done, I'll just switch on this, and you can see this side. Okay, so we have to make a hole for this one and this one flange, and as well as these two, in order to put the screws. Okay, so what I will do is I'll just go to, I'll switch off this and let me go to bottom and go to sketch environment. Okay, so here I'll just go to circle and create a circle with 15, okay, diameter, and whatever this distance is going to be 60, so it will be in the middle. Okay, and the distance from here to here, it is going to be 20. So we'll just finish. So before finishing, I'll just mirror it. So just go to mirror, and my center line is going to be this. Okay, finish the sketch. So here I'll just go to normal cutout, and I'll just remove this material. Okay, similarly the same holes I want it on the top. So how we'll do, we'll just go to sketch environment on this plane, and whatever the curves here, we'll use it. So we'll just go to circle, okay, okay. So if you are not able to pick these circles, so you just need to make this as an entire assembly. So once I'll just finish it and go to normal cutout. Okay, so now we got this holes. So similarly I want to make a holes for this one also. So what we'll do is we'll just go to top and sketch environment on this plane. Okay, and here let me draw a circle. Okay, so this circle diameter is going to be 10, and whatever the distance from this to this is going to be 15, sorry 20. Okay, and whatever the distance from this to this, it is going to be 12. So I'll just finish this, and we have to do the normal cutout. So we'll just go to normal cutout, and it should be on this flange also. So we'll just go to through all. Okay, so once this is done, the same we have to do the on the bottom also. So we'll just go to bottom, and on this one sketcher. Okay, and let me go to circle, and make this 10. Finish it and go to normal cutout, and it should be through all again, and we'll just click OK. So once it is done, I'll just click OK, and whatever the bottom part, we will make it as a model, and even the top also will just create it as a bottom. Gaps here. Okay, so whatever that the gaps are there, we have properly fitted, and we have designed this model. Suppose if you want, you can just create the holes for this flange, so we can just provide the holes on these flanges as well. Okay, so if you want, what you can do is you can just give the break corner here. So for this one, so and then whatever corner is there here also, you can just provide the corners, and you can make it look better. Okay, so this is how we can make the enclosure with a bottom and top plate, guys. So suppose if I want have to move this, I'll just go to here, and I'll just show you how we can make this. You can see this is the plate we have done, and whatever the holes that we have provided here we will have the screws in order to make it fit properly. Okay, so if you have any doubts, please comment in the section below. I will try to answer. Thank you, guys.